Okay. Let me finish pasting shit places. Not that it does necessarily any good. But we can try. Okay. How long is this going for? Another 45? All right.
I am Daniil Dankovsky, Bachelor of Medicine. All my life I have been studying death, the greatest boundary holding humanity back. The powers that be were frightened of my search.
I am only gaining more
My lab in
points.
Capo was
Jesus
about to be
Christ.
closed. But it cannot be denied that some phenomena might be found only in the strangest, most remote parts of our country. Little towns that are yet to be explored by forward-thinking minds. People accept the supposed imminence of death way too easily. We meekly follow our life's path to it, like cattle to the slaughter. but we shouldn't. My search for immortality has brought me rumors of one, Simon Kane, a supposedly immortal man living in one such town. He might be just the proof all my theories need.
H Bomber Guy's Pathologic video? Yeah, I never closed the tab.
Or else.
Yours? I mean, it's in the Discord, so I'll just find it again. Your 8-hour fucking... Jesus Christ. This one supposedly isn't that bad. 8 hours and 11 minutes. Living, breathing person stepping off our train. Do you normally only get dead people? Why are you staring at me like a cow at a new gate? My luggage is being stolen in plain sight. As far as my career is concerned, I suppose I'm more on the far side of the grave than the near, but some say that resurrection is not impossible. I'm gonna go with you normally only get dead people. Hi, Trixie. Thanks for the butt. Where do you come from? The capital. Bachelor of Medicine. Told a supposed immortal man, Simon Kane, lives here. I have come to study him. Do city folk always take 20 trunks of shirts with you? Or did you manage to cut it down to 10, sir? Jesus Christ. Oh. Alright, cool, good. I'm glad that they've managed to preserve some of how much of an asshole the Bachelor is. Do you even know what a microscope is, let alone the one-of-a-kind anti-dispersion device prototype? Although, obviously, we're lacking a Latin phrase, so the moment we run into one of those, we know that they'll have nailed it. Is that an owl or a bear? The last one. I know the first one is otters, and then obviously Doy's is a bee. Excuse me. Just kids being kids, no need to be mean to them. An owl bear? Oh, interesting. And that's a sheep. Hi, hobbits. That one's a fawn. Ah. I must get my luggage back. Losing my instruments is like losing my arms. Worse than losing my arms. Hands off the kids. You're new here, fresh off the train. You're new in town, so watch yourself and heed our customs. No constable or patrolman will chase after children for you. No street sweeper either. Kids have their own thing going on, their own empire, you see. I'm not going to mess with it, and if you find someone to do it for you, it's your funeral. Or rather, theirs. Although they wouldn't get a funeral. The tower would simply break them. What tower? The polyhedron! Oh, good. Jesus Christ. Well, that surely clears it up. If you need your shirts so badly, why don't you go looking for the tots that ran away with them? Just ask nicely. The kids are like magpies. They'll trade your precious linens from the capital back in exchange for bits of colored glass. Or even just a story. But whatever you do, don't hurt them. I have plenty of stories, but they usually involve vivisections. That's great. Boy, did you... Okay, no, it hasn't popped up yet, so I'm gonna grab myself and move myself down a little bit. I know nobody ever reads text on a screen during a stream because it's generally really small and not worth it. You're $2 grand short. Oh goodness. I might I might not even stream long enough for the entire essay to play out. Okay? I I'm probably gonna cut in an hour and a half because I have to go take my kid to a doctor's appointment. You'll owe us the portion that hasn't played out. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Fucking held hostage here. Uh instruments, but I get the idea. Capital, is the capital a real place? Capital is a myth, and that myth is the real capital. The city does physically exist. Canes have come from the capital and made our town, but no other people have come from there ever since. 5K, we pay it. You play the video. That was the deal. What's the deal? You know what? Perfect. Perfect. I will cut that line of him saying that was the deal for the video and make it the sound effect for the redeem. Okay? That's great. I was trying to think of what I should use as the sound effect for the redeems. That way, when it goes off, I actually hear it. That's good. That's good because I know he says that was the deal inside of the video, so I'll make that the sound effect. I was thinking perhaps Simon Kane simply made up the capital along with everything else. To recommend if you ever made like check-in sounds, you make my arrival. That was the deal. I'll need to steal it from Trixie, but I can do that if you would really like it. I just haven't had the time to like set that stuff up much. Because generally, when I would go and set that stuff up, I have a little bundle of energy and supposed joy in my hands that's screaming at me. And it makes it really hard to do stuff. Code. Single individual's authority can be an all-encompassing. I assure you, though, Kane did not make up the capital. Trunks first, Kane's. Yeah, they did not make up the capital. Trixie makes me really hard, so I get it. What? That's fair. That's fair. Sometimes I need to take a step back from the moment and think logically through something. It helps me piece the picture together. Okay. My luggage! Not my cabbages! No one will help me. Perhaps I'll recover something intact along and follow the tree's tail of ripped up suitcases. A terrible beginning. The microscope and prototype matter the most. Interesting. Oh, okay. I just went a little towards mania there. Interesting. This is weirdly becoming a general consensus. Trixie, you should have known you know better. No, it's not you should have. You know better. That was the deal. Some objects can be useful. I can spot them easily if I concentrate. Some things will affect your... Some thoughts will affect your mental state. Disturbing thoughts. Interesting. I can loot my own... There we go. There's our first Latin phrase. The inscription reads, Ad Multisanos. Oh, no, wait. This is my inventory. Alright. Bromide. Gives you 23 apathy. Shit. Okay. It didn't come through on the streamer bot event feed. Goddamn. Also, hi, Mordechai. Thank you for the 10 consecutive watches. Alright. I am a slave, I suppose. Let me set the video back to the beginning and... No. You're supposed to go back here. Thank you. Let me hit the fucking button. I haven't reset the connection yet. I need to. There you go. Really? In front of a black man? Am I serious? Listen, you don't have to be black to be a slave. Just because it's a very common occurrence throughout history doesn't mean you have to be black. It's not a requirement. But it was a common theme, so you're not wrong.
It's a real killer.
My ancestors are displeased. Okay, Joy.
Pathologic is one of the best
A beetle.
games that's ever been made. And you know that's true because no one's
I
played
dislike.
it.
I
Okay,
keep
that's
trying to
not quite
click
true.
and drag
Fair
it,
enough, people have
but
tried
it
to play
it wants you to just click it once.
And there's an achievement for surviving the first
Hey there, little boy.
days. A day lasts about 2 hours.
See this? Oh yeah, okay. Make him play another essay on this side of the screen. I can't do more than one at a time.
I'm not dead. It's just that kind of game. It occupies
Also
a tiny
displeased
space
too.
in
That's
the
because I
Some
am
characters,
very
mostly the ones who are
same. Mine are displeased for the same reason. Although I wouldn't describe myself as a liberal and more of a socialist.
everything gaming could be but often isn't, and labor very intensely to explain what games don't.
But labels are.
Journalist, board game critic, and wizard Quentin Smith wrote
The
three
thief's
incredible
seen us. The
articles
thief,
in
Master,
2008
Mr.
for
Thief.
Shop,
Are you
which
for
are
real?
hugely responsible for a lot
You're
of
the
public
ones who
awareness.
stole my
But when someone
things.
reads articles like these, they might make the horrendous mistake.
The Latins never minded taking what was not theirs. Okay, there's our first real. Because I like white
It's frustrating.
women.
The story is confusing and wordy and translated from Russian by a mystical rapper.
Jesus
who speaks in
Christ. I
Russian. It
doubt
lacks
they're
almost
displeased
proof
because
would
you
really
like
keep a
white
person playing
women.
a game. And yet, people keep saying it's great.
You stole the
I think it's
train's
great.
heart,
It's an
just ripped it
incredible
out
game
and
that
stole
barely
it. Now
anyone
it'll
will have
die
the
without a
resilience to
heart.
actually play long enough to appreciate.
Interesting.
And that's maybe even the point. So, this time on the
I haven't ripped out anything. Did the train stop? It did. Doesn't move. Not moving means it's dead. You climbed out and it died. That means you killed it. Jesus, what logic, child. Alright, hang on. I need to remember to I need to move this so that way you guys can actually read
but it's also a bad game.
with me.
It's a major time investment too. In many ways, it's a more interesting game
yeah,
to discuss
I'll
than
just
play.
leave this
It's possible
here.
that Pathologic
There we
only
go.
exists so that we may speculate about it.
God, there's no good spot to put this, is there? No, there isn't. I'm a doctor, and to do my work, I need the instruments you filtered. Put it over the bottom right. Nothing to see there. I mean, you're not wrong. Here you go.
That should have gone in the intro.
There you
On
go.
the surface, it's a very easy game to explain.
And we
Pathologic
can
is a
just...
first-person survival horror
Boop, there we go.
RPG with
Perfect.
story-rich and atmospheric. Doesn't it look fun? It's set in a town deep.
Nothing to see in the bottom right.
Ambiguous point in the last 100 years. And by
Oh.
ambiguous, I mean imaginary. There are
No need
guides
for all
for
the
that kind of
begging and the
time and
politeness.
a lot of the decor
What did I
ranges
even
from
do
the
to you
late
anyways? It didn't
1800s
take
to
nothing.
early
It was
1900s, but there's
Jekka.
some
My
baroque-looking
microscopes
buildings
and
lying around. The town is built on
prototype
so there's
artifacts.
everywhere, but the abattoir is some kind of
Precise,
huge
delicate
ancient
instruments.
cage used with the earth.
They'll just die like the train. You don't want that.
Looks nothing like that. And some
Tell me
buildings are
where
actually
she's taking
impossible,
them.
like these staircases to
You're
nowhere. And
blocking
then there's the
the screen.
polyhedron, a giant floating tower that
Oh,
cannot be,
goodness.
sticking out of the earth, suspended by
There.
unknown means, and made
that better?
partially out of its own
There we go.
blueprints. So yeah, I'd say the time period's pretty ambiguous. The players will have 3 different kinds of
Taking
doctors
the
who
heart
arrive in the
to
town
go
for their
fix
own
the
reasons,
train
just at the beginning of the outbreak of a
to its
horrible plague that
face.
threatens
Cool.
the entire town and probably the world if it manages to spread. The doctors have 12 days to
Snitch is someone who runs off to inform without being asked to do so. You're an honest witness.
You have an inventory, weapons,
There we go.
items. But
I
like
am a
murder,
perfect heckler,
it's
my
not food,
god.
It's rations. It's not medicine or healing. It's drugs.
I
And what is other? Well, that's
wouldn't
when you
describe
compare
anyone as perfect, Doi, but you are pretty good at it.
are those human organs? As soon as you hit new game,
The only thing that's
effectively the
perfect is
innocent
my
will
child,
be
because there's no
joined
such
in
thing
the
like the
innocent
innocence of
account
something that doesn't
of
have
the
full
very
conscience
character.
consciousness
Bachelor,
next.
Haruspex, and the
Yet.
Changeling aren't simply chosen by a menu, so it's
Can I not?
all
I
about
can't loot the dirt.
Wherever have you come from?
No. No. I detest trickery.
Tobacco,
We're
beetle,
so
camphor,
deception. Our hands are
beryllium
no longer
extract.
tied. Where are we?
We open in a theater, which you actually
Sedative.
visit
Sometimes
with
even
looking
The
down
Bachelor
on all three
drinks the
characters as
timeless
they argue on
classics.
stage over who's
Interesting.
best suited to solving the problem.
I can do miracles. Just let me.
Listen, I'm a little
The dialogue gets across each character's viewpoint. It's also written
stimulated.
strangely
I'm
flat.
suffering the streamer debuff, okay?
My shepherd. I will perform the operation.
The mind map. Conclusions, deliberations. See events of a specific day. Press its number on the circle.
Your gentle hands are
Today.
just killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has
Utopia.
no regard for
Such a
time.
serene place. If immortality still exists in our
Sounds
country,
good.
it
It's
would
not even
be
trying to
here.
natural.
Interesting.
It's like you're watching
No
a
help
man
at all.
stumbling
Locals.
through their
Treat
lives
children with a
together.
strange deference. I'll have to
Which
catch
you
these
are.
myself.
The
New
action play
shoes.
is about to begin.
May I
You
introduce
have
you
one.
to Station
They
Mud?
can't work together and
Yep.
time is of the essence,
Perfect.
and the house lights go down.
Oh, this is the same map as
Suggest we be on our way.
the
sooner
second
the
game.
Off
Okay.
we go then.
Let's go.
I am watching Trixie streams to design to Corbin Moplores.
When you go to leave the theater, then you get to choose
They
the
did
time
make
you
this
play.
third game
Before the
inside the
game
same
starts,
like
the
engine and
presentations
setup
kick
as the
off.
second,
For
so I'm
example,
not
there's a
surprised.
performance in the theatrical.
Hopefully they'll do a
Definitely
Pathologic
the
4
character
and do a
selection
full
experience. You can't play as the
like
Changeling
exploration
if
of the
you play
Changeling.
one of the first two, but frankly, if you're actually going to play the game more than once, you should play both of the first two first, and really you ought to start with The Bachelor. He's regarded as the default Pathologic experience. He's slightly easier, and his character is an outsider
And
from
I-
the town,
I can't
so
talk
you
to them
learn
up there.
more about it from that perspective, and that's really helpful. The Bachelor, Daniil Dankovsky, is a Bachelor of Medicine, and is working on the ultimate utopian project to
Wow, they
defeat
really decided to
death itself.
ooh, a revolver bullet
Not going
weighs
to
as
plan.
much as a human
Powers
life.
that be, the government, I guess, are shutting down his lab unless he can come up
Pocket
with something
debutante pistol. I
substantive
always
to
keep
back up his
one
ideas.
last bullet
He's
in
come
the
to
chamber.
town because he's heard that a man who lives there, Simon Kane,
And then
has lived a
coffee.
remarkably long
Nice.
life. So maybe he can learn something about defeating death from him. Your quest log
Nope,
has
the
main
ladders
mission
don't
for
work.
that day, the side quests for that day, and your overall mission, which for the Bachelor is saving his career and maybe all human life by learning how to defeat death from Simon. So you go to meet him, and you learn from Simon's brother Georgie that he died right before you got there. Oh. Well, Georgie asks you to help him find out who or what killed him. Luckily, you think you have a lead on how he died because he met
Hello,
Simon, who's the
meal.
leader, Isidore Blanc.
University medicine made of mercury
He was
chloride,
expecting
cures
the
everything
leader
minor,
to
restores the
be
body.
the town's
Alchemists
head
of
doctor
old
sorts,
were
so they
wise
might
to
have
respect the
discussed his
strange
health or
liquid
who might have
metal.
wanted him dead.
Right,
So you go to meet him.
ingesting liquid
He's
metal.
dead too.
Excellent.
People are speculating
The only
that
changeling
he's
here is what
killed
happens
or
when I go
demonic
from
step
watching
to
Trixie's
have
stream
lived
to
for
yours.
sharpening
I
a deal.
changeling from hard
Then
to
you start to notice signs
furious.
of a plague, and it becomes clear it probably
God,
killed
that's
both of them and
awful.
is about to kill everyone else.
Um,
For days and days, as the lives of people in the town and your own odds of survival get worse and worse, that original
That's
bright-eyed, naive mission to defeat death itself on his way to meet a dead man will stay
disappointed.
in your face every time you open your menu and check your mission. For Dankovsky,
Also, yeah, I never played the Big Iron sound. Add a redeem to my stream to make you play the essay. Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, get used to that. Pathologic's not a game about getting answers or resolutions to your personal quests.
Water,
Even about
excellent.
being heroic. It's not a game about feeling safe or having fun.
Belladonna,
About part two, futility
highly
and
toxic, not to be
Don't
consumed
mind reading the words
unprocessed.
out when they're on the screen, and that's because some people like to listen to these videos instead of watch them. I put a lot of effort into my visuals, but
Well, I can't talk to any of these women.
so I think an important way
Also, the game offered me a streamer mode because apparently there's nudity in it, so I turned that on. Here's some of the worm people.
noises outside and there's some strange men hanging out in the garden. Oh, I know how games work.
Shit's gonna cost 5 points. Oh
RPGs
god.
sometimes have easy early quests that actually
What's your idea, Hobbits? Now I'm scared.
mechanics work. So you go outside and you're greeted by these
Give us the
strange
boobs.
boys.
I can't talk to any of these women. 90% of his existence. Maximum overstimulation, I guess. Hike off, get away from the girls and me too. I'm afraid of Uncle Rowan when he boozes up, and I ain't afraid of you. I've got a knife, you can't hurt us, got it? What the hell are you talking about? I'm not drunk. Your hands are shaking, you got the crazy eyes. Jesus Christ. Ron gets those eyes too, reaches for a second bottle and the shakes. Then he picks fights. Don't even think about picking a fight with me. I got a real knife, I do. If I look like Uncle Ronan of yours, that means I really do need to cool down first. Give me a moment, I'll take a breather. What the hell are you babbling about? Jekka's got one too. We all got knives, actually. Thank you for the resub with the Prime, Trixie, for 14 months. I too. Why do people keep giving me money? Oh my god. Don't actually play that, please. Oh no, you redeemed the video essay from Jacob Geller, so what do you want to watch? We can watch his newest one. I listened to it this morning while I mowed. That one's short. Compared to this.
Great, another thing I'll have to figure out later, I guess. If you try to make them leave in a threatening way in dialogue, a fight starts. The way fights work in this game is you get beaten to death in a
It's about Ace Combat. Here, we'll start a new window, and then we'll throw this up here, and how's the... Okay, that's still working. Alright. Let's grab you and start a new window capture, and add a new one, select window, new tab. Here we go. Let me crop it. Crop the top.
When to step back and not get killed.
It's
quite hard to be good at fighting in this game. The game does everything it can to stack the deck against
150.
The muggers who spawn at night
There we
open
go.
combat with you by throwing a knife at your face.
Let's
which
grab
no
this
joke
and
deals like
go to
90% of
YouTube.
your health in a single hit. No one gets distracted by guards once they pick a target. They just keep going for you while the guards
And we'll
chase
go
them
to
with them. You
to
seem to only reliably drop loot if you're the one who kills them. You can right
Oh. Okay, do you want to watch the Ace Combat one he just put out, or do you want to watch his one about Metal Gear Rising Revengeance? Who that is? Sounds like overstimulation.
Pointing the gun right at someone's head. I don't know, it just feels a little weird. But this actually
Do you
works in
want
the context of
do you
the game, because the first
do you
thing is
want
you and doing
Ace Combat or Metal Gear Rising Revengeance?
Knife fight are never really that sure. Fighting always feels like a risk, and it instills that you're not really supposed to
Jesus fucking Christ. I won't uncensor the titty toy.
Which normally is the sort of thing that's the most visceral part of a game experience. The game knows this too, and likes to throw challenges designed to hurt you and not be satisfying right in your face. Once you're past the point in the game where you're very likely to have a revolver, a weapon with 6 shots before a very slow and vulnerable reloading animation, a side quest.
Oh god. Metal Gear sounds like okay, alright, that's fair. That's fair.
To unequip it to switch to anything else. It's like the creators are laughing at you, seeing what deliberately weird, difficult thing they can put in front of you and have you still actually do. This
Most
whole thing is
often,
optional.
a video game enjoys a fairly limited cultural lifespan. It comes out, is hopefully enjoyed by a handful of people, maybe talked about at the end of the year, and then slides back into the limited access part of our brains along with all the other media we've enjoyed then forgotten. Far less often, a game hits like a meteor, lands so forcefully that it clouds the sky for months, affects the ecosystem of game players and developers for years, leaves a permanent mark from which influences obviously flow. But most rarely of all, a game's initial fleeting impression hides its true cultural impact. Instead of a meteor, this type of game
70.
lands like
There you go.
seed, biding its time, soaking up sun, and
You
spreading
asked
its
for
roots
this.
until one day,
You asked for
you
this.
look out the window and think, "Good God, the final boss of that game really is a United States Senator!"
But who can tell
Did I
from
overstate
right
the
from
importance of
wrong?
realizing Revengeance? Of course. But with this game,
There you
it's
go.
almost impossible to avoid hyperbole. In the near
Yeah, you'll have to
decade since
turn me down,
Revengeance's
Trixie. I'm
release,
sorry.
few games have even approached
It's okay.
sheer bug nuts energy.
Okay, I'm
It's a
gonna
game with a
I'm gonna
5-hour
turn the volume
campaign
down
that
on
I've
this
played
just
for well
slightly.
over 100 hours, and to my
There we
absolute
go.
delight, in the past few years, I've only seen Metal Gear Rising's influence grow, spawning new memes and references.
Subs to
long
force
after
you to
most
put on a
games
Maxor video?
After all, as the game informs us, memes are.
I'm gonna go with like a ridiculous 50. I don't know. I haven't watched or seen Maxor before, so I don't know how terrible it
Revenge with a
is.
vengeance, anyone could tell you that. But how does it exist as a game, as a meme, as a political object? What's it like as an experience in the 2020s? Does anyone care about this game as much as me, or am I
There
just
we go.
totally off base? Some of the highest praise. All killer, no filler. In other words, it has only.
Let me calm down and we'll talk like
no
normal.
dragon sections, no
Frightened
chapters that I dread playing.
extremes. Hard for me to talk to people when I'm too apathetic or manic. I need to stabilize my condition
It's a
first.
hard accolade to achieve.
Okay, nervous tension makes me
But there's
quicker.
actually a ton of filler. Long
Head
conversations
swing.
of little value, borderline
State
miserable
of mind
missions.
can be changed
never
with
argue that
drugs.
all of the
Some of them
content
make
in
me
this game
apathetic, others more
maintains
manic. I
the
need to
highest
keep
level
an eye on my
quality.
mental state and supply of
When
drugs.
ripping through this thing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, skipping every cutscene, fast forwarding through every codec call, I'd argue that Revengeance offers one of the best killer
Well,
to filler ratios out there. Because the mechanics
let's,
of the game itself, the core systems on which it's built, seem to have been designed with the express purpose
Let's
of never moving less than 100
drink
miles
some
an hour.
valerian
Something I
extract,
very
I
rarely
suppose.
do, and actually talk about how this game plays. Revengeance could broadly be described as a spectacle fighter, a game focused on the style and acrobaticness of combat as much as
There we go.
survival. Probably the most important series in the genre is Devil May Cry, which consists of fighting through enemy encounters with a series of absurd
Dead Heart
weapons while
keeps
attempting to
beating
raise
for
an
40
on-screen
days.
style
That's what my mom said. It couldn't have been dead that long. Do it. Tack it on. Won't fit here. Just won't. Told you we should stick it in the belly, not the mouth. Life's in the belly. Everybody knows that. Nope, a locomotive's life sits in the front with the driver. That's where the fire is. So the heart should be the two. That's what Boulder told me. My prototype looks like it's still intact.
It's the reason why, although I deeply respect them, I've never really felt mind.
You're correct. I'm gonna appeal to her being a child and tell her she's right.
But Metal Gear
Begone,
Rising,
vile
though
snake.
made
You
of the
killed
same
the other
slashes,
trains.
launches, and kicks as Devil
'Cause
May
of you,
Cry,
they don't
has a
come to us no
significantly
more.
different feel to its combat rhythms.
We didn't
Despite
know
the
why they
long
kept
list of combat
dying. We got a whole
engines doesn't
graveyard.
feel
They're
like
all
it's
rusted
built
up.
around
They can't
specific
go anywhere, and
sequences
it's all
of
because of
buttons
you.
to
You
hit.
stole the train's heart for
Instead,
yourself and
virtually
carried it
every
away in a
attack flows into
suitcase.
every other,
Now the
accommodating
train's
more
all
button
dead.
mashy style, but also making Raiden feel like his attacks are almost liquid, delivering an unbroken string of impossibly elegant moves.
Train stops
Unlike Devil May
coming
Cry, I
a
almost
long
never
time.
feel
It
like
can't be
it's
my
a
fault.
boss
I've never been here
battle
before, and I'm not very good at
Instead,
stealing
its
hearts.
controls encourage you to
Things I
never
touch
give
do have a
up,
tendency
never
to die. You got me there.
Because
Said
the
your train's
challenge
heart is at the
remains
front.
combat
I rode at the
system
carriage in the middle.
executing
How do I
difficult
get to a
combinations of
heart
button
then?
presses. It's holding on to that flow while simultaneously dealing with the
I'm gonna hit him with
and once again,
how'd I get to the
Vengeance
heart?
takes the concept
Through
of
the
a
bowels,
building
like all
game,
men
looks
do
at it and
too.
asks, how can we design
You don't get
this
through the heart
so
through the
player
bowels,
never
my young
slows
friend.
down
You'll hit
for
quite a
even
different
second?
body part first.
Avoiding incoming
Train
damage
stopped
is a
wailing,
surprisingly
stopped
big
moving too.
hurdle
That
in
means
your
it's
early
dead. So
Vengeance.
this is its
Dodging
heart,
is a
obvious,
skill
right?
that has to be unlocked, and there's no discrete block button.
Prototype has
Instead,
nothing
the
to do with
game
the
tells
train.
you that
They're
the
made of
only
different metals.
consistent defense is
Doesn't look
the
very
will of
shiny
the
from the
fighter.
outside
The
either.
way
Inside
to
he's all
avoid
red.
enemies
No, he's right. The body has different
and
layers,
throw
but all of the
a
meat is made of meat. That's what Grandpa Burka said.
The block button is
Prototype is not the
truly
train's heart, and it certainly won't repair it. But it is an interesting thing in itself, so let's make a deal. You give it back, and I'll tell you how it
away
works.
with all blocking and shielding and the like is that the combat system is
Um, and my genius, insufferable assistant will be in the tail. He could drive a saint to the grave with his rage-inducing adherence to details and thinly veiled political insinuations. There will be a damsel in the story, in distress, of course. Will she be pretty? Look here, take a look at the prototype. I won't run away, I promise. To wind it up, you need to turn this handle clockwise. The Capitol, 2 weeks ago.
Ultra-powerful counter hit that only triggers if you parry within a couple frames of an attack, further incentivizing playing on an absolute
Jesus Christ, this is so much.
Really, the only action that doesn't involve actively
What were you
attacking is
expecting?
moving from one enemy to the other.
It's been
Even
years,
this has
and I
a
still
really
can't get
awesome
enough of your
kinetic energy.
idealism.
Raiden's Ninja Run is a sprint that moves at
My mind and I are
speed,
planted
flexes
firmly on the
and
ground. Prime the
automatically
what now?
vaults
This
obstacles.
morgue is
There's
swimming in a
virtually
gas
no
leak
reason
from
to
Lab
move in
102. I
any
heard
other
the
way.
alarm.
In fact, sprinting full tilt towards an enemy is typically
Sure you are
the best
anyways. As
way
I
to
was saying,
avoid
the
damage.
crank is stiff. You'll have
It
to
makes
use
the
some
tempo
force.
of
Are you
combat
crazy? There's a gas
absolutely
leak. Why did you
frenetic,
call
and
me
I
in here
needed to
for?
stay
We have to
breathless.
seal the morgue and
In fact,
evacuate.
it accounts for that.
No,
The
Daniel.
Vengeance also introduced
Pathologic
the world
video.
to
I can
Zenitsu
pay to force you to
for all the better
play.
for it.
Jesus
The real
Christ.
hook of the combat, as promised in the game's first reveal trailer,
Jesus
is that
Christ.
any enemy sufficiently weakened can be sliced and diced in any direction, and when you hit the proper spot, you can
Use
reach
it
out, pull out the enemy's spine, crush
and
in
use
your
it
hands,
to
and
get
regain
into
all
the
your
morgue.
health and energy.
Woman rose from the dead in
This
there,
is Doom's glory
and it
to
will
a
be,
man
I think you'll
with
agree,
a
extremely
utmost
frustrating if she
aggression
dies
rewarded
again. We
with
must get her out.
complete power, zero incentive to
Um,
ever retreat. It means that the enemy's aggression can be scaled
Risen
up,
from the
but
dead?
each opponent is
I was
an
collecting tissue
opportunity to bring
samples
yourself
to
back
determine the
to
onset of rigor
percent.
mortis when I heard a
How
noise.
fights with multiple
Turned
enemies
around.
can be constantly rocketing between almost dead and fully empowered.
And holy
There's
smokes,
rarely
woman
a
was sitting on
situation
top of a
that
gurney,
feels
stiff as a poker,
unsalvageable.
rasping her throat. Started toward her, but then I
Zen
smelled
Attribute
gas
itself,
and pulled
I
the
must
alarm
say,
lever.
is one of the all-time great pieces of video game animation and sound design. The immediacy that you can interact
Chlorine
with
isn't known
slicing
for
to
bringing
start the animation,
the
directness
dead.
of Raiden's
But the woman was
outstretched
spot here
arm,
by mistake
spiraling
alive. Perhaps the
into
gas could have irritated her
punch
mucous
in
membranes
of the
enough to wake her.
camera as you crush the spine
You're
and
braiding
shower
another
yourself
one of your
with
chains of hypotheticals. We need practical
long
observations.
enough
Pull
to
out
take
the
exactly
patient,
one
then write the
minute of
monograph, not the other way
I
around.
have likely seen this
Tell me what I
animation
should do with
over
this device, this
10,000
prototype.
times, and I never get tired of it. The cherry on
Holding an
top is if you
experimental
manage to
prototype
slice
meant to
multiple
dissipate
enemies in exactly
tuberculosis
the
my
right
asthma.
spot, in a
Remember the
single
consumption
motion,
task
you will
force.
reach out
I mean, if you want
and
more
grab
stimulation,
each
I can swap to playing like I Am Your Beast or Neon White.
Metal Gear
But,
Rising, along with most
um,
other Platinum games,
You all
have the absolute
demanded
best
that I
approach
play
to
a Pathologic
difficulty
game, and then
settings,
Hobbits
and I
paid
just
for
think
this,
about
so I
this.
figured I'd start it
There are no
today,
fewer than 5
and
difficulty modes in
we'd
this game. Easy, normal,
get
hard, very hard,
through
and
it
Revengeance.
eventually.
Not only do these make the game accessible
As
for
I
folks of
worked
all
my way
skill
through
levels,
it slowly.
They also serve as a sort of meta guide for your progression. Very hard is only unlocked by beating hard. Revengeance is only unlocked by beating very hard. So that's at least 3 clears of the game to unlock everything. Probably more. But repeated clears never feel like work.
Never
because
finish
you can
it.
alter gear and moveset between difficulties, meaning that very hard can build its challenge around the idea that you've already beat everything and gained all
Remember the
possible
consumption task
advantages. It even
force?
swaps around enemies, which improves
Meant
high
to
difficulty
dissipate
levels and
tuberculosis
every
miasma.
Finally, the 2 hardest difficulty levels aren't a simple escalation, but offer substantially different takes on difficulty.
Gas hasn't done any lasting damage. Million little details is always reassuring. Never felt better. Like, if we could leave this more. Commission to make the device to dissipate miasma. Believe it was meant for something other than tuberculosis. Never finish it? You want me to never finish the game you paid for me to play?
Your perfect parry is just as
Jesus Christ.
capable of shattering bosses in seconds. It's a mode that takes absolute concentration.
Magnificent Gizmo disperses an aerosol of disinfectant. Load the prototype, bottles the solution in the beige cabinet. Best set it on the table while you load it. You can't do it while you're holding it.
Dismemberment as a feature.
Now say you played Pathologic. I mean, I played 2, but I never got past the train station in 2 either. And I haven't played 1 yet, but I could start it up.
Most obvious are the sub-weapons, additions to your katana that you
Jesus Christ.
The movesets of these things are beautiful. The potential of their versatility is near limitless. But to switch to them, you have to fully stop moving, slowly
load it, then what? Wind the prototype up, prime it, hold this crank here, turn it clockwise. Crank is stiff, so I have to turn it with some force.
It's a baffling decision for a game that barely uses the D-pad otherwise, and it means that I use these sub-weapons
I have to turn it with some force? How'd you guess? And then I just release the contents of the gas? Correct. Wind up the crank, then release. The gas should dissipate theoretically. Wind, release, dissipate. Repeat until you reach our resurrectee.
Inventory remains largely unused.
The chlorine will keep coming while our supply of solution is finite. Just try to be as efficient as possible.
But not only are you incredibly limited in your sneaking ability, the idea of stealth in this game goes against virtually every principle of the combat.
You can now play as
It is
Luigi.
admittedly hilarious to sprint up behind someone and slice them in half as a quiet way of taking them out. There are a number of systems, even more evident in the game's frustrating VR missions, that feel like vestigial holdovers from a different version of Revengeance. And this makes sense. Because they're absolutely
What about the woman?
a different version of Revengeance.
Formerly deceased woman, Chief. Before the gas became too thick to see through, she was sitting in a gurney absent into the mortar there. Know as little as you do, she may have gone back to being deceased.
However, the original idea of this game didn't involve
Infinitesimal, but if we really are dealing with spontaneous resurrection and if we lose the patient, I'm going to commit some crime against humanity.
It was, according to Kojima himself, a
Yeah.
game for folks at the studio to practice on before.
The longer I hold the crank, the stronger the effects.
After years of stalled progress, they just
Um,
couldn't crack it. And so they handed it
Clears
off
the
to Flappy,
miasma,
who produced the divine
offering range
object
supposed to be
we've been
decent.
talking about. The game
Spend
didn't
fluid
escape
wisely.
the
The
development
morgue
hell
is
unscathed.
corridor.
There
The
are
morgue
definitely
corridors is
negative
like a
holes,
maze.
like the superfluous stealth system and the clunky menus. But I would never say
You need
the
a
unexpected
stimulant, an
collaboration
anesthetic,
between the
and a
two studios
toxin.
was a net negative. Because
Okay.
without it, we likely never would have
Its
gotten
best stuff is in the beige cabinets.
If you know one
Add the
thing
ingredients
about
one by
Metal
one
Gear
into the
Rising,
setup and
it's
heat it up.
probably a mod from
Evaporate.
the very
Residue
first
goes
level.
rotate.
Just
Heat
minutes
and
after
open the
first
valve.
taking control of Raiden, the game presents you with a boss, Metal Gear Ray, an enormous mech designed
Should
to
be enough
kill
for
other
20
enormous
uses.
mechs. A creation so
Before you can use the
imposing that
prototype,
one of
you
the
need to
series'
load it.
namesakes, a machine that was
Ingredients are in
arguably
one
the
cabinet.
non-human
The loading
antagonist
station
of an
is
entire
on the
game.
table.
And then, in the first level of Revengeance, you take on the machine with a sword, counter its office building-sized strike, hurl the entire
Anesthetic,
thing over your
stimulant,
shoulder, and then
toxin.
sprint up its flying chassis, slicing it apart like a wire through soft
Load the
cheese.
prototype.
It is an absurd power escalation. Essentially
Consists of
leveling
3
up
ingredients: a
Raiden to the
stimulant,
single
an
most
anesthetic, and a
capable being
toxin.
in the Metal
Put
Gear
the items in the
universe.
slots,
And
press
yet
the load
somehow
button.
I'm still leaving out the most memorable part of the sequence. Because it's not just that Raiden cleaves a series-defining boss in 2, it's not just that he blocks that sword with this one, it's that when he does, the moment the two connect,
Successfully loaded.
the instrumental rock track scoring the whole thing suddenly gains lyrics and the singer screams.
Hold the charge, release when the pendulum stops.
The moment so goddamn elevated that mere instruments can't contain it. It's not the only time the game does this. In fact, every boss has their own song with narratively appropriate lyrics. But the first time is a mission statement, a declaration of intent. It's saying that the previous extremes are the new baseline.
Oh shit.
As another important side note, the fact that Metal Gear Rising quite literally breaks into song whenever emotion reaches a breaking point means that it is, by definition, a musical. That's all. I do want to make clear that it's not like previous Metal Gear games were normal or reserved to any extent. Raiden himself has experienced a
Spontaneous resurrectee.
He's held back a city.
Are you death? You have death's eyes. I have the eyes of a man who just walked through 40 meters of poisonous gas without protective goggles.
Aren't necessarily their substance, but their execution. Kojima's Metal Gear so much
give me your hand.
that it
Talking
feels
can wait.
grounded by
Into the
sheer
tunnel. There's a
weight
second
of the
tunnel.
in-universe techno. The original plan for Metal Gear Rising, when it was a Kojima Productions game, was to place it in the time between Metal
Hold
Gear
on to my
Solid
voice,
2
try to
and
stay
4,
away.
limiting
Oh,
its
her
scope
eyes
by
look fucked
cementing
up.
it in a known time span. Platinum's Metal Gear, although
Into the
still
tunnel, there's a
lyrically
second
written
tunnel.
by
Does-
Etsu
what
Tamari,
does that
Project
mean?
Pro, is instead
Means that when you die, there's neither life nor death, but something else entirely. If the train were worms, that they tunnel toward you underground.
as it wants to escalate every to mythic proportions. It retains the
I'm gonna hit them with if the trains were worms, they'd tunnel toward you underground. Are you stupid? You can't. The Earth will eat you if you tunnel underground. You can, you just need special tension bars, but that's a lesson for another day. Can I have my prototype back? It spins all boring clockwise only. Grandpa Simmons has clocks that spin every which way. Besides, the train's already dead. Couldn't save it in time.
Shield who traffics child soldiers yelling as you hack him up.
Grandpa Simon. You mean Simon Kane? I'm here to meet him, actually. Only got one grandpa between us. Told that he lives in the Crucible with his family. Can you tell me the shortest route? Go away, we're gonna play hat in an old hat. We still have some time before the sun sets. What about my square microscope? I'll trade you another tail for it. We didn't take your microscope.
Metal Gear Solid has
where is
always
it then?
been an overtly
My prototype is in my right hand, my scope is
The
on the left.
events
I can't
of
collect
its
data with
games
it.
often walk
The
the
dog
line
heads
between
must have
historical
taken it.
and allegorical.
Khan and Notkin got a deal. All the war spoils get split down the middle. They don't care about hearts. Not in any of their many faces. Why would they need another one? What does your microscope do? Is it alive? Metallic pipe fitted with lenses. You look at small objects and it makes them large and detailed. A kaleidoscope to look at the colorful town. Can you do it like Capella? A cappella? I'm not a cappella. I'm not much of a singer. Neither is Capella. You pass my belongings along to some other gang. I need to go to them and get my microscope back. Am I right? Giving it to Capella as a gift. She hates kaleidoscopes after what happened to the stained glass. Khan wouldn't have given it to her. Something that changes things when you look through it. He must have given it to Grandpa Simon. Grandpa Simon loves things like that. God wouldn't give it to anyone, not before he looks at it himself, or after. Either. But he's honest, even if he's wicked, he'd give it back to the owner. If you find him in town, he'll deal fair. Where can I find him? Put your micro kaleidoscope into the polyhedron, you won't see it again. No use looking down. Try the stairways to heaven. The dog heads like them. Think they look like polyhedron. There's one right here in the maw.
The final boss of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Hans polyhedrons. I'm beginning to see the shape of the world you live in. It sounds complicated, but it can't be worse than human anatomy, can it?
Metal Gear Solid is perhaps one of the last pieces of mainstream media to use
Okay.
meaning with its originally intended usage, not
Got the
referencing
prototype.
an internet joke, but the actual
Lost the microscope.
anthropological concept, an idea that replicates and spreads through culture as genes do in biology. Some of Metal Gear Solid's most prominent ideas center
So now I need to
around
go
the
over
concept
here.
of memes.
Alright, cool.
Kojima even declared it the major theme of Metal Gear Solid 2. The end of that game is shockingly prophetic, even today.
Kurt,
Predicts a
what was his
future in
name?
which truth will still exist,
Bertrand,
but
such
be
a harmless
drowned
fellow
in
he was,
endless
never heard of
trivial
lie in his life, and the
information.
Ripper slashed him to
Societal
ribbons like the rest of
sculpted
them,
by
the
this
brute.
uncontrollable
Give these
flow,
unfortunate
and
souls the
flow
proper
itself
burial they deserve, then
directly
find the Ripper and give
the
him
eye.
a burial befitting of a beast.
10 years pass between that prediction and Vengeance's
Do not act
release.
rashly, give Kirk
Reality
to me, I
itself
pay you back
mirrors
in
the
kind and
science
herbs and
fiction
blood.
promised at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2.
You're completely
And in
fucked.
turn,
Standing
Vengeance
here,
takes two
I
steps
realize.
and strips all
Yes.
that pesky nuance away. Halfway through the game, a boss made of magnets victoriously declares,
Don't mean to alarm you. You have holes in your dress, the size of another dress. What happened? The Rippers come to town. The father
I must
killer,
remind you,
Burka,
is supposed to be on the original definition of
Barack.
memes, not our new definition. And yet, in a turn both
Since
eminently
Senator
predictable
Armstrong,
and
yeah.
absolutely fitting,
always was
Metal
a
Gear
wild
Rising
one.
is an absolute neo-meme
Oh,
juggernaut.
my wife texted me
Turn
back.
anywhere on the internet and you'll
She
find repurposed pieces of Revengeance. Its
at
monologues have been turned to copy pastas. Its music used as punchlines. Its
245.
dialogue repeated ad
Cool.
nauseum and slapped an impact font onto every picture imaginable. At this point in time, the common internet definition of meme has totally supplanted its anthropological origins, and yet it also exemplifies them. Our stupid, repeated pieces of content shape the culture passed from one
Alright, so I'll
person
stream
to
till
another,
2:30.
like a worldwide shared genetic lineage. And Revengeance embodies this. The memes
he
of
was always
this
a wild
game are
one.
everywhere,
The Mirage
unstoppable.
Shabnak
The
lay
original
with him
holistic
in the
image of
steppe
the game
and
only
whispered things in
exists
his
for a
ears to make
handful.
him water
And
the
yet
earth with
Revengeance
blood.
is immortal,
As soon as he got off the
preserved
train,
by
he
its
went on his
fragments,
murder spree.
survived by its memes.
Jacob Sturck,
How
he
could
killed
it not?
Kirk,
This is a
he
game
killed the
in which you
harmless
fight a
Birchie.
chainsaw robot
He's a
wolf,
monster.
lady with 1,000 arms, a cyber samurai, but somehow culminates in an hour-long battle against a United States senator, a white guy in a business suit who smokes a cigar and boasts that he played football in college.
I want to play Metal Gear Rising
A
Revengeance.
politician whose only explanation for his
Eventually, by the
near
way. I
invincibility
just
is
need
the
to sit
phrase,
down and give it a try again. Because the
Fictional US
controls
senator
fucked
who
with me
in
really hard,
2013
so I
shouts,
couldn't get past it.
The meme's
At a s-
density
after a
of this
certain
fight
point-
is unprecedented. The sheer volume of ideology and imagery almost impossible to take in. Before you fight the man, you first have to fight his machine. It's a Metal Gear called Excelsis. It is far more massive than any other scene in the series, built not to pressure countries with distant nuclear launches.
Didn't recall a
but
Mad
to
Ripper on the
raise
train. People
entire
scoff at me
cities
for
to
saying
the
our
ground
land
in person,
abounds with
establish
analytical
absolute
minds.
dominance through sheer overwhelming spectacle. It is,
He
in
arrived
short,
on the
the
freight
perfect
train,
analogy
took the
for
back door
Revengeance
like a
as
thief in the
whole.
night.
Every
Freight
piece of
train was
subtext
bringing
is
medicine
tucked
suites
away.
and
To
coffins, so the
destroy
Ripper
the
must have
you
hid
use one of its
in a
own
coffin,
arms
or
to
ous
slice it to
Shabnak
pieces, an action
would
that
have
could
torn
be
him
the
apart
perfect
in the
mechanical
steppe.
conclusion of the game.
Said that Shabnak
But
copulated
keeps
with him,
going.
but now he's hiding from her in a coffin.
The
Only
senator
2 sentences
pummels
in
you
this
with
conversation,
fists and unhinged
and I already
dogma.
want to
He
shoot
claims that war will
myself.
benefit the American people. He says,
Hear
no
me
joke,
out.
that
Blood of
he
my
has a dream.
Urdo.
It is, for all the absurd
Sook
spectacle,
sings
grossly
of a
phenomenal.
farceness, a sharpness, inside the one you call Kirk. Give his body to me. He is dead to you anyway. You will bury him, and he will rot away until nothing is left. I will bury him, and Sook will eat him, and drink his savagery and his sting, and sing an Upanadun, an herb song in gratitude. I feel like I just had a stroke reading this lady's dialogue.
System to the ground. That what he wants to do
Twari will brew lots of Twari.
is simply push the
She will give
country
us
into a
ash
state
and
of
swish,
true
the harshest
primal
of herbs.
cruelty. That his America
Cruel
is
herb,
one
a
with
bad
the
herb,
kind
thrives
of
on blood and
circumstances
spite.
where mass
Sings
preventable
that we
suffering
will
would
need
indeed
plenty
serve
of
as
swish
proof
soon.
of some
Yours is a
animalistic
burial into
definition
emptiness,
of
but
freedom.
mine will be a burial
It is the same
into
ideology that seems to lurk
womb.
behind countless real
I am at
politicians'
your
lips,
feet.
one implicit
Good
in the new
people, give me
policies
the
we
one
all
you
see
call.
every day. It often seems like the
Should we
driving
give her the
force behind
body?
our entire
Jesus
political
Christ.
machine, and yet it's something they will never, never admit.
And this is another big league
Here,
clever thing the game
suppose we
Metal
do
Gear
get a
Rising
great
Revengeance, a game without subtlety, a game without breaks, a game that hasn't stopped
that
accelerating from the
blueberries,
word go.
who
The
actually
whole
matters
game
quite a
in
lot in
nanomachine
traditional
fueled
cultures.
United
Corpse
States
uses
that
fertilizer
finally
often
just
as yeah.
says it.
Are corpses used as fertilizer often
Fucking
around these parts? Hang on. That was really loud out of nowhere.
I have a pretty firm rule that a video should attempt to be about everything in a game. These things are simply too big.
Just going to use him. They'll desecrate him until not even Shabnat can recognize all that's left. So what you're going to do, isn't it, Step Girl? Say it. Don't you dare try to lie to us.
Fortunately, this video is sponsored by Nebula and Curiosity Stream, and Nebula gives me the chance to keep talking about this game I love so much. One of the resources I used to write this essay is a book on Metal Gear
Everyone
Rising.
will forget him. Forget the wicked murderer
Called
Kirk.
Rules of Nature,
And
which was
only
authored by
Ash
one
and
of my
Swish
favorite
will
games writers named Harper J. McIntyre. I've already quoted her.
Knew there was a
at least
cache.
one other
Wicked or
video.
not, you can't just bury a
And so I
person
called
without their
Harper, and we
name.
talked for
Everyone has a
almost an
right to
hour
be
about
remembered, if
even more
nothing else.
revengeance.
Let's accept two truths about video games. They're beautiful, they're also stupid.
What am I missing? What are your critiques?
I think you discount the Kodak conversations. Any game involving the character of Raiden is a study in self-delusion and authenticity.
Nebula has increasingly become the home for this sort of thing for me. Videos I love making and want to put somewhere. But
He really was a wicked man. The rare times someone remembers him at all, they never had anything good to say. Perhaps it's for the best if everyone forgets him.
Which is hours of content at this point, and you'll see my videos a little early, and you'll get access to Curiosity Stream. All this for less than $15
Jesus
for an
Christ,
entire
what the
year
fuck are
at
these conversations?
curiositystream.com/Jacob Geller. Unfortunately, typing Revengeance into Curiosity Stream doesn't get many results.
What an ethnographic goldmine you've got here. It's a shame I'm not an anthropologist.
Probably be interested in.
You can at least ask her to stand up. This is awkward. They'll take the name. Yeah, what does that mean?
It's kind of an unbeatable
Touch of our
video.
eyes, a touch of our fingers, the name melts away. The one they used to call Kirk will become a gift to Sook instead. He will have no grave. There will be no man in the memory of the people. Speak to me no more, stranger. Your words are poison. I must admit, that clarified nothing. I wasn't talking to you. Jesus Christ. Yep. History, but who can tell right from wrong? Hand over the body. I'd rather avoid falling out with the kin. It will only lead to more trouble down the line. What do you think, stranger? You certainly look important. Maybe you have some brains to back it up. A body of a victim who met a violent end must be withheld for the purposes of a forensics examination, even if a beautiful young woman asks otherwise. Once a person dies, their body is no more than a collection of molecules and tissues. An opportunity to put them to some use is a stroke of fortune. I don't care one way or the other. Well, this one has a Latin phrase, so we're gonna go with it. Thank you, stranger. The death came to this town today. Such great death, the likes of which has never been seen before. It will be a today will be a fearsome day. Tomorrow, even more so. And on the third day, fear itself will die. And without Ash and Swish, we will die too. All these prophecies are making me uneasy. Jesus Christ.
I thought he was driven by the same feeling that I am.
I'm assuming this is where the nudity toggle came into play.
Yes, the feeling is indeed familiar.
Okay,
Talks out loud like
Jesus
it's
Christ.
life, but that's not a mistake.
It's over.
You're stuck in a world where people do
If someone redeems another fucking Jacob Geller video essay, we'll watch the Ace Combat one too.
Does pretentious mean affecting a greater importance than is actually possessed? And the game definitely does say important things, but it's also too self-aware about how all this looks. And
I don't remember if there's a cooldown on that or not.
Of the characters and plot and writing style. The cool fourth wall-breaking executives complain about how unwieldy their
Ripper, a murderer, came to
While this
town.
video is definitely going to spoil lots of
Prepared to
I think
fight
it's a
death
really interesting
in
aspect
all
I
its
won't hardly go into
guises.
detail about. If you want a more
Locals
complete
believe
breakdown
in
and
a
analysis of
Shabnak, a
the
murderous
species
step
is similar
golem
to
in the guise of a
doing so,
woman,
linking
like
to
I've stepped out of
description.
time and
There's
not
such a
just traveled
ridiculous
far
amount
from
of
home.
depth and complexity that it still astounds me now, and even trying to cover all of it is beyond my powers. When I was talking about this with Mandalore Gaming, whose video on Pathologic
Who
is also
can
really worth checking out,
tell
he offhand
what's
mentioned
right
an entire
from
aspect of one
wrong?
of the characters I'd completely forgotten about, and isn't even in Soul's video either. This game is about as dense with story as a real novel, with an equivalent amount of
Also, you can tell what I like to
Obviously,
watch
getting
based
across
off
the
of my
cumulative
YouTube
feel of the writing style is
recommendations.
hard to do in video form, and I was never really good at plots anyway, so instead I'll talk about some of the more specific storytelling techniques that help the game achieve what it's going for. Firstly, the constant use of deception. Other characters lie to you for all kinds of reasons, or have access to incomplete information and then share it unreliably. There's lots of manipulation and hearsay going on, and it's left to you to figure out what's actually happening. Every character in this game has their own end.
Her
Why
boots.
does Marie
Some are
Kane
wise,
systematic?
others
Why does the
otherwise.
Inquisitor seem to always want to investigate
A
the
customer,
people
keep
and find
walking,
excuse to
customer. The
betray?
shop's
Did
appointment
August
only. I don't
want
recall
to
your
prevent
name on the
the
list.
plague getting in? Or has it already started the place
Uh,
and he was trying to prevent it spreading out? Are his
They
complaints
look
that
just
we
like
should be looking into
coffins.
the Kane's business first a genuine concern
What
for
did?
their
It looked like a
outlaws,
giant bird
or
was
is he
nesting
just
by the
trying to
train.
get you out
Birdies,
of his hair by
birds.
pretending to be? This goes the
Birdies,
other way as
birdies,
well,
gather
folks.
ye here
Sometimes
around the
you can
marble
play
nest. I
dumb
can't
to learn
recall
more
where the
about
quote is from.
someone
Just the
than they let
coffins.
on if they thought you
Couldn't
weren't
believe
on
there
their
were so
side.
many. I thought I was
Sometimes
dreaming.
you can lie for
There
your
can
own
never
benefit.
be too many
Yes,
coffins.
pistol
Jesus
is
Christ.
how
Quit
I'm
trying to
going
scare
when I
us.
asked you.
Have a look.
How
We've got
often
plenty of
have you
shops in
someone
town, but
else
our warehouse keeper
successfully
here
lying to someone
can
else
get
who
it for
feels
you
great
wholesale.
because
Just
they
look at the
are
boots he
gaining ground and
snagged.
struggle for
Scarlet.
control. It's very engaging getting lied to by a story and having to put the
Fashionista.
pieces together yourself.
Like how she doesn't even have like a
Experience
name and it's
the
just
same
a
overall story from
fashionista.
three very different perspectives.
And the
Bachelor, for
dude's
example,
name is
a
Bad
clever and
Grief.
rational-minded man, but he's so obsessed with
Romantic soul like
pursuing
yours
his
would be more
specific
interested in
lines of
Scarlet
inquiry
Pepper
that he
Nipple
spends a
than
lot of time
Scarlet
getting
Boots.
tricked into doing business
Gross.
with
What am I?
manipulative
An
story.
herb
And when he
birdie?
is
They run
trying
around
to
naked,
keep
trampling
you
the grass and
as an
flowers.
outsider,
I want to
rather
run
than
around in
making
something
you
pretty,
just
like
to
boots
get
from a
decent
coffin.
footing.
The
Soul's
coffins?
text
A
options relate
coffin's
to
the
the character
best
they're
when you
inhabiting,
need
be it
a
social
chest.
or
A
political.
checkpoint guard wouldn't dare
Advice,
open it up
I
out
need
of
no
respect. It's
advice. Choice.
inhumane.
This is something the Bachelor failed to
Meanwhile,
say.
sober
Suppose
flowing
you're
with
asking
100
what the
pairs
heck,
of
Daniel?
Scarlet
What the fuck are you
Stefano
doing?
leather
Several
boots,
characters in
tax
the
and
story
duty
have power to
free.
predict the future, and the
He's
Bachelor has the
smuggling
power to
shit
be a
in
dismissive
through
piece of shit to
coffins.
all of them. The Bachelor says things that he must think in his head sound really cool, but to say to another person is like super weird. You are broken, Lara. I, on the other hand, am used
Right
to
about one thing,
tyranny,
there's
and
no
at
good
numerous points in the
shying
game,
away
you just
from
randomly
death.
say a Latin
One can
phrase to
understand a
sound
thing they
clever.
reuse, they refuse to look
He
at.
lies to the Bachelor about who's
Yeah, so you
responsible for
smuggled
the
contraband in
of the asteroid,
coffins.
but the
Stefano
government
leather,
just made
bog
a
standard
mistake.
with the
She's buying
bad die.
time
Are you
for him to
tax
get safety
inspector?
by sending you on a
No, but
wild
that doesn't mean I approve of illicit trade. I can't imagine a duller job, truly. Keep your nose out of other people's coffins, then. When someone gets in one, who knows what happens? Maybe they never died. Maybe they never existed at all. Start poking around in coffins. How will you exploit the public's fear of death for your smuggling operation? Indeed, no one knows what happens to someone once they go into a coffin, but I intend to find out. Do what you want, but these boots are no Safino leather. Do what you want, but these boots suck.
Then later he wants to dissect an infected body to study the plague, but the local culture forbids any kind of defilement of the body, including surgery and autopsies. It's a special rite.
Goodness. Search the town for it, not the guided tour I hoped for.
Multiple days literally and figuratively fighting the people he's trying to save, to the point of getting arrested, attempting to subvert.
So I just
their
left
laws
through
so he can
here,
also
and
stand
it
out.
teleported
By
me
the end
over
of
to
this,
here.
Dankovsky has a very low opinion of the townspeople and their traditions, and decides he has to work within them to get anything done, and turns to someone.
The material world. The mind is affected by interactions with specific objects. They're easy to spot if you concentrate. I hate filth, garbage decay, sterile operating rooms no longer give me answers.
All three characters play through the same kind of days.
Oh, it gave me mania.
Whichever character
What
you
the
play,
fuck?
the other characters are dropped in the world too and follow their
Okay.
stories as well. You even interact with them as part of your story. You cross paths with the other characters quite a lot, but you never really have an understanding of what the other character's path is. Early on, it sounds like the suspect is responsible for the deaths of both Simon and Isidore, though some characters
Why does that give me apathy? What the fuck?
Did he really just kill his dad like
Okay, so all of this stuff in the environment is just there to help you, like, change your mood. Interesting. What the fuck?
I'd wondered if maybe you play a serial killer in his plot. When you talk to him, he seems reasonable and like he's trying to make a cure for the plague, a panacea. But both you and Dankovsky seem wary of his methods. He's using a kind of medicine that...
Children have rats, adults have bulls. Thought I read about these little marmots. Step carriers of contagion.
Dankovsky never even meets that guy, whoever he is. But because he's a trusted member of this culture, you need him to do some stuff for you. For part of the
Capital that block roads for ministers, dignitaries fear assassination attempts when a patient dies in sanitary motor. Strong, foul, stinking tobacco. Capital destined smoke belladonna. Interesting.
But when you're playing as the Harrispex, his side of the story actually starts to make sense. And that kind of asymmetrical storytelling isn't something you tend to get. Who's that Pokemon? The game's dialogue system
I like to study them. Bloating is common condition here. Truly astonishing phenomena can be found in remote corners of our society. Such beautiful movements. Here's a good little bowl, blunt-mouthed, broad-bowed, please forgive us. Silly, you've always been. He's returning to Boros, to Bosturo, to Bodo, leading him to the bosom of his mother and father. Why are you asking him for forgiveness? Because he's dead. Little Bull's whole life, he didn't know the most beautiful creature, the immortal Boss Turok, was waiting for him, and now that he knows Boss Turok is dead, will find his father's silent corpse. How can we not pity him? Who died? Father of all people, Contag people and bulls. You're the silly one. Soup didn't eat Boss Turok. How could she? He's bigger than her, stronger than her. The immortal can't be killed. He chooses death himself. We asked him to change his mind and come back to us as children. Some animals, like lobster, don't undergo natural aging and death, but they can still be killed by external forces. You're burying an immortal. I came to study one. Yeah, is he a mythical creature? The herb brides walk barefoot so that way we can bear his heart. Tonight it stopped beating. His children are afraid without their father, so we asked him to respond. I feel he has died. Fang or a claw was thrust into him. I feel the wound bleeding. Rust has soaked into him. I feel the rot squelching underfoot. Oh, wow, that was sudden. Quiet, both of you. You know nothing. Can only die from gloom. We will cheer him up, feed him, show him our joy. We will bring the last Aurochs to his bosom. Then he will remember us and return to us. Maybe you feel the aftershocks of an earthquake that must occur to the northeast. Secret to immortality was to smile and put aside sorrow. Mother of Odo is blind, loving mother, the warmth of the earth. Bostrog not only bore us, he watched over us. We lived under his watch. Now the tone is without a beholder. We're all blind worms now. A worm is a worm, a human is a human. A human is meant to see, to build. Now what do you see? Go, onion! A town where this okay. What do you see? Living animals is permitted in a residential area. Simon Kane's immortality will most likely turn out to be superstitious nonsense. You!
Okay, that's a little better. That sounds like it might even be a way of saying it. It's Chimera, right? Oh god, I don't even know anymore how to pronounce Chimera. Please be Chimera.
Chimera.
What? What?
Screwed this one up. Needs fixing.
That is not how you pronounce Chimera.
It sounds like someone machine translated the original Russian script into English, then went through doing right-click thesaurus to make it sound smarter. It's tough to parse.
Excuse me.
It really throws me off. Every time a character's conversation turns out to be
And Simon Kane's immortality will most likely turn out to be superstitious nonsense. You haven't looked closely. Go further. See our celebration. Look at the last Aurochs. What do you see in all this? Tell Guga afterwards. How could I forget Guga? Well, at least it's pleasant to look at your girls. And Auroch's a big bowl, right? I'll look whether I want to or not.
But I checked, and the original Russian version calls him an immortal dragon too. And dragon doesn't have any special metaphorical meaning in Russian. It just means tracker. It's just a weirdly written game that the old translation makes even weirder by taking it way too literally.
Here mixed with curiosity, townsfolk aren't used to such spectacles. Yeah, so probably all of these step girls have their tits out in the uncensored, you know, streamer not friendly.
Like, some people will actually say that the worst translation is better at getting across the feel the game.
Oh shit.
Now we're going to get into some subjective territory here. We're going to have to peel away a few layers of the onion.
Whoa.
But while I can see that,
Tied ribbons all over town and incense everywhere is just what steps smells like. Bloating is a common condition here. I like to study them. Truly astonishing phenomena can be found. Yeah, okay. Such beautiful move. Okay, so that was about the girl. Hey.
convincing on the subject of how games could be. They really opened my eyes and changed how I think about gaming. So I decided to try the game for myself. The original translation bounced me right off.
My eyes touch you, beholder. Behold as I hurry off to find my microscope!
And I actually took a picture on my phone of the funniest thing about this experience, which was when the most understandable sentence I'd read so far was a character apologizing for if they don't make much
Give
sense.
me if my speech is unclear.
Thanks. So I stopped. Then a couple of years later I tried again.
It's plausible, anatomically speaking, but physiologically that would traumatize me for the next decade. What was that? I just saw some sort of... what did you see, beholder? Why are you calling me that? Okay, so rot and plague miasma spreading from a carcass and a sanitation squad burning it with fire.
Despite failing to play the central game many used in their example of
Fleeting hallucination, strange, it can usually only induce such things in laboratory conditions.
Only now, with the edition and the new translation,
Rot
did I
and
finally stick with
burning
it
it with
long
fire.
enough
Yep.
to truly
That was
enjoy
tomorrow.
the
That
experience.
will
And
be
I finally
yesterday.
got to do that, and I think I really needed the better translation.
Was from hat jumps.
That older version probably has
Were
its
anxiety-induced
Sure, it must,
visions of a
considering
terrible
it had
future. Was the bull in the square some
thousands
sort of
of
parable?
decades before the phased version came out, but it was certainly too much for me. However,
Was the
even
bull
though
in the
the
square
games
some sort of
still
parable?
has
Ah,
its
so you're a parrot as well as a worm.
not gonna be for everyone, but slow pace.
Jesus the Christ, the Bachelor is such an asshole.
About the actual problems.
Taking it to Boss Turok for his entertainment. Yes, symbolic, exhaustive, tasteless, too obvious.
Is to read your mail. You get letters from
Symbolic.
people.
Thank you for your vision,
The only
beholder.
way to know you get them is
You see more widely than others. We will remember this. If you see something else unexpected, don't be afraid. It's just the eyes adjusting to our current place in time. Keep moving forward.
to know. If you don't read your mail,
Ah, excellent. I can end the conversation with a Latin phrase because this guy is just a fucking asshole.
keyboard options. This is a huge oversight. The game
Already helping. What a stand-up guy I turned out to be. Pity the Academy thinks otherwise. Literae non God, he's such a dick. Who just ends a conversation by speaking Latin to someone? Performing a dance of death is something of some sort, even this Blackwater is a theater of death, whereas like blah. Float. Oh, fuck.
Not hearing that and looking down to swap something out could cause a lot of problems.
Simply adjusting to the climate, why is she drawing my thoughts?
This is a section from the Changeling story later on. I can't pick up this bag because my inventory is full, but the game has no way of telling me, so I'm just sitting here getting stabbed to death. And I have to load a save and drop something in order to pick this up. This isn't as critical.
Hello,
It showcases the problem in a
plague-covered lepers.
Sneak up on a rat instead of letting them see you and chase you. You can pick them up and actually use them in rat races later.
Perfectly healthy
If your inventory
children.
is
What
full,
devilry am
you
I
just turn
imagining?
into a bag with a rat.
I mean, you just willingly took sedatives to calm yourself down, and then you got mania from kicking a trash can. So, what the fuck's up with you, man?
Every creek.
Pathologic is already
Like a
How do you get apathy from a merry-go-round?
mechanical stuff like this only
How do you get
from
apathy from a merry-go-round?
jank in the game. AI bugs out if you stand in the wrong
I'm
place.
the only one alive in this town.
Stand still and wait to
Mark
die. You can get stuck in
Immortel.
geometry sometimes. The physics like
You'd forgotten our agreement. I hope you're ready. Have you memorized your lines? What lines? Of course I did. I always have 2 or 3 lines ready in my mind, and I choose one before responding. Don't have time to read any lines. I'm trying to get my microscope back. Have you seen any kids conspicuously carrying luggage?
They're a reminder of how much bloody work it takes.
I love this second one.
Still shudder when I think
I
about
always
it.
have 2 or 3 lines ready in my mind, and I choose one before responding.
Do you have any idea how hard that is? Video games are
Tragedy,
hard.
and I take no joy in seeing another player who likes to improvise. Your charge is but to read your lines and not invent them. Is this really the guy? It looks about the same, but the outfit's all wrong. Did our guy wear a coat? This costume is more suited to an antagonist. It's because Daniel Tchaikovsky is a fucking asshole. I'm more of an anti-hero than an antagonist. I presume you know the difference.
Sometimes characters meet up to discuss something or get attacked.
Makes you an ideal candidate for our anti-production. I am Mark Immortel, director of the local theater, and you are Daniel Dankowski, doctor, just arrived from the capital. Magnifico. The actor we've been waiting for an eternity for has decided to sabotage the rehearsal. You will do us a massive, titanic favor by replacing him, even if just for a little while. God. Of course I'd be delighted to. Dreamt of acting on stage since I was a little boy, and what must I do? Simple, and indeed, you need only react to your colleagues' lines and thus create a scene of unbearable dramatic tension. Our performance is quite simple. The main character has just arrived in a remote town and, quite accidentally, stumbled into a curious rehearsal in which his fate will be decided. Who knows? Perhaps he'll die at the end. Seems the performance has already started and I'll be dragged in against my will. Is that all you have to say? Why do you stare like that? I see it in his eyes. His mind is looking for a line to mumble. Oh, goodness. I say we start the scene with a backhand across your face. I'm beginning to recall why my acting career didn't pan out. I'm not struggling to come up with lines. With the backhand to your face. He is no leading man. He is unfit even to play a villain. At best, a backstage player, a body standing there to fill the stage. It is the Steps healer's son who ought to take the role, or that young girl who crawled out of her grave. They have such pathos and such verve. What does this one have? A coat.
Oh, Jesus Christ! The game is set in a dying rural town. The sky
See, you are awed at my coat. It is perfectly understandable, but envy is a low sentiment.
Make everything even more sickly. The fairly low texture detail and polygon count do end up contributing to this look and feel in their own way. By being not much to look at,
Excellent. The tragedian has uttered Latin back at us. Perfect.
Looking pretty. The game's art design when it comes to characters or the more interesting
Who are you?
is imaginative enough.
And you? But who are you behind the mask? Do you want the switch? I'll take your mask and black leotard, and you can wear the coat. Sounds good.
Art style contributes to the feel. I think it works that it
And you, who are you behind the mask? I'm a walking shadow of the slain, and a being of words unsaid, a specter of regret.
one of those things where, because it works well enough for what
That's a hint I'm not supposed to get just yet, but which will become clearer later, right?
People can decide for themselves where the experience is improved or worsened by things like bugs or inventory.
Oh my goodness. Masks are usually worn by those who can't play the part with their own faces.
And for some people, the line of good
yeah.
is very far away from anything any version
Mark
of this game
Immortel,
is.
goodness. And that is the heart of our play. Our main character, a doctor and a skeptic, encounters the unknown for the first time. He built his whole life around empiricism and scientific inquiry. What will he do when death addresses him directly? But this isn't literal, right? A hero in a play speaking to death, or the death is usually a metaphor, an illustration of his thought process. Well, if that makes it easier for you, we can say it's a metaphor. Play it ambiguously, leave the audience guessing. I don't want to be a metaphor. I was promised I'd be a true voice of the dead. What kind of spoil sport ruins a play like this? I told you he couldn't hack it. Metaphor. And I see, are never happy with anything. Sounds like a failed actor to me. I'm confused. Are we still acting, or is he actually offended? Of course we're acting. You have aptly grasped the key of this play. It is all a game. You are free to go, but remember the game doesn't end until I say so. Mr. Director, are you certain we've chosen the right protagonist? The rules of drama clearly state that the hero must experience death and resurrection, yet he's stuck in the prologue. You are being reprimanded for letting the pace of the narrative slip. Not my opinion, you understand, but the audience's attention is starting to flag. Well then, go on and prove we weren't mistaken about you. Goodness. And his name is Mark Immortel.
And I'm a bad person for it. But even if you do all the good guy things, if you know what you're doing and take the opportunities,
that's such a fucking good like D&D character name.
The Bachelor story is technically quite hard, but ultimately forgiving. It's a pretty balanced.
I'll do my best. Not sure how I like.
Anyway,
Not sure I like how you keep bringing up the protagonist dying at the end. Only hope of this play of yours won't turn out to be a fool's errand. I'll do my best. There we go. The world's a stage. Oh no, the big city immersive theater and fourth wall breaking gimmicks infiltrated this place as well. One aspect of progress I'd hoped to escape. Do the meta thing and leave us hanging, whereas we are the audience and you are the play. I mean, I can hit the stop streaming button. It would be pretty funny.
Everything was fucked all the time. Yeah, sure, the Bachelor player.
Goodness, no, I'm not gonna do that. That would be
not die too much. I bet you thought you were good at this game.
no script, no characters, because the dictatorship of the author traditional narrative structure is reactionary. I was lured into a student art performance once. We spoke in random combinations of syllables. Never again. Poor man must be drowning in sweat. An impressive costume, but quite bulky. More bird metaphors. Theater is just a relic of the past. Cinema is the real future of art.
Where you could risk 6 innocent people getting executed if you choose not to get involved in something that isn't your business anyway. The Harrispex has a moral quandary a million billion times harder, and it's his first quest. After getting chased into the warehouse territory by an angry mob, you go inside and
impossible geometry.
This gang was there in the Bachelor's playthrough, but
found what looks like a stairway leading to the heavens. How does it stay upright? I hope children who stole my microscope are there. If you could travel through time, would you go to the future or the past?
He says if you do him the favor of killing them for him, he'll give you a gun and
the past, I'd like to know how the philosophers of antiquity, the past 10 years ago, maybe when everything could have still been prevented. The near future, to see what humanity has wrought. Future, so distant that not even someone with my vivid imagination could fathom it. I live in the present.
Citizens attacking a wanted criminal, killing them in self-defense is a crime, and your reputation will drop even
yeah, the
further.
past. 10 years ago. Everything could have been prevented.
So either you run away to
Grandpa Simon used to say the days are like hopscotch. Usually they go one after another, but sometimes there's 2 side by side, and sometimes you have to jump backwards. To Does Simon Kane know many games? He's the only grown-up who gets games. Everyone thinks they're just silly things for kids, just running around and scoring a point. But Grandpa Simon knows how games should be. I bet he could even enter the polyhedron.
This was a gang of children. Of course the rebel member is a kid. So
I've been told I've never seen it inside it. My place is with earthly matters, apparently.
You know, you've killed a child.
And how should games be? Yes. If you went into the polyhedron, you'd understand. Cool.
And this kid has a schmouder.
I did, yeah, but I gave it to Phil. He's over there on the stairway.
Basically the one thing in the game.
Do you mind if I go up? Sure, but if it falls, I won't be the one nursing you back to health. Oh my god. You can just answer shit with Latin phrases. Why doesn't it fall? It's an impossible construction. Why don't I fall? I advise myself not to look down.
In many modern RPGs, child murder is still a thing that won't even go on the table. Get on the fucking table, McCready! Oh, I'll be back for
Face
you.
is circling me. They're up to no good.
When you're old enough to
Well,
die.
what is it? Can you see the future? Let me look too. Gimme, gimme. Wait your turn, Pipsqueak. Just let me take one look, and then I'll give it back. Ew, there's a bunch of bugs and little hairs. Doesn't look like much of a future. Why aren't you using your dog's eyes to look? You're not an animal, you know. Yeah, but an animal might see further. It's being mauled by a pack of wild dogs. Oh, the horror.
He can also dissect corpses, a thing the Bachelor had to get you out of prison to do for
you. Should either play pretend as dogs or astronomers. Doing both at once is a bit overboard, stylistically speaking. Jesus fucking Christ. Who says that to a kid? He's such an asshole.
Characters who wouldn't even talk to the Bachelor are now an extra tool for survival.
Being mauled by a pack of wild dogs. Oh, the horror. Oh, it's you. Your thingamajig's bust doesn't show anything, just bugs and weird little hairs. Maybe that is the future. Like in many, many years, nothing will remain of us on Earth but bugs and hair. It's very sad if you think about it.
They work like but much stronger and with much less downsides if you get them right. I really like the asymmetrical storytelling that's happening with this aspect of the game.
Okay. It only shows bugs and hairs because you're pointing it at bugs and hairs. All the different glass pieces inside. Glass like this shows the future when you look through it. Everyone knows that. Grandpa Simon loved making all sorts of things with glass. Only seen thingamajigs like this at his place. Why did you steal from Grandpa Simon, you bastard? That's why we stole it back from you. It's called justice.
But that's about it. So you're fucked. But once the plague becomes a problem,
you know Simon Kane have come here to see him. You don't know, mister? He doesn't know. Spit it out, you monster. What did you get this thingamajig from? What did you do to Simon? It was you, wasn't it? I was on my way to visit Simon, and I'd already be there if it weren't for you. Please give me back my microscope. It's a very delicate instrument. This conversation is making me realize why I never became a father.
He's an educated man. He seems quite noble in a way. He wouldn't do it if he didn't have to. Coming of his station. Wait, does that guy have a shotgun?
Give it back, give it back. Will you stop whining if you want it back so bad? What'll you give us for it?
Getting a shotgun on day one feels a little broken.
Just give him back the thingamajig and let him go on his merry way. It's broken anyhow. Can't see any future at all. No. Grandpa Simon taught us what doesn't take effort doesn't deserve effort. If we give it back the thingamajig, there's no effort in that. I have a pocket watch on a chain, and it definitely shows the future. Let's make a deal. Come on, let's see it. Ooh, nice. Does it show... How does that show the future? You'll always know what time it is, so you know what time it will be in an hour, or 2, or 3, which means you know the future. You're clever, mister. Alright, give us your watch, but show us how your thingamajig works, will you? We're still curious. I need to check if it's broken. You might have been using it to hammer nails.
Luckily, there are some chances to redeem yourself. You hear one of your attackers from the opening got away and is bleeding out in the graveyard. This guy needs a blood transfusion, and if I save his life, maybe he'll help clear my name. So you trace all the way across the entire town to get to the hunchback, who will draw some of your blood for you if you have enough health to spare. Pick it up. Don't forget to pick it up this time, or you'll have to come all the way back again. And then take a long stroll all the way back.
Barter. Put it in the barter slot. Okay, if you want something, you need to give them something in return by putting items in my cells. Okay. People won't agree to a trade if I offer them something that's less value than whatever I'm asking for.
The Bachelor's playthrough was pretty tense at the best of times, but now it's an active fight for survival. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I keep trying to click and drag over here, and it doesn't. It demands that I click.
Don't put your feet anywhere near my shoes. You can all put both of your feet in
the ground.
Don't criticize my one-liner, okay? I'm under a lot of stress.
The capital 2 weeks ago. Nice. Ugh.
It's not love of living that drives us to overcome death.
Ooh, a lemon.
And after the inhalation therapy, the swelling won't go down immediately. Finally, where have you been? The woman you rescued from the morgue is conscious. She might not stay that way. She's still very weak. You're a good person. Child murder.
My way to clearing my name, and I'm only mostly poor and exhausted and hungry and dead.
Standing all with the amount of gas she inhaled. Is that true? The burden of leadership, you owe something to everyone, and everyone will find you at fault. It's good to see you too. Yeah, it's amazing she's still standing with all the gas. Aside for a moment, Chief, I checked the morgue records. Body matching her description was declared dead last night. We're searching cross country for miraculous resurrections, and one springs up right at our feet in our institute's morgue. That's irony for you. Don't awaken the thrill of the hunt just yet. If it is indeed what we both think it is, we need to keep cool heads. The irony. Not claiming it does, but imagine for a second. No, let's stick to the facts. I spoke to the orderly on duty last night. He also confirms that our subject showed no signs of life, and Platoon himself was there when she woke up. When I reached the woman through the poisonous fog, she herself insisted she had died. It's not proof, but she must have had some reason to think it. In any case, it's far more interesting than our weekly hysterics insisting that they've witnessed their own resurrections. Yep. Can't miss the opportunity. Subject is having trouble speaking. Time in the gas has weakened her voice. Rinsed her mucous membranes and performed inhalation therapy, but you understand I can't conduct an extensive interview. First-hand account could point us in the right direction, but there's always a physical examination or taking a sample. Examination of her personal belongings. She came into the morgue with some items, though I haven't had a chance to go through them myself. I left them on the table at the back by the back entrance. Will you take a look? Perhaps there's a clue. You remember me? I'm Bachelor of Medicine, Daniil Denkovsky, head of the Phoenicia Laboratory. Last night I saved you from the sight of a serious gas leak. A man with a death's eyes.
You can go see call Dankovsky a piece of shit.
All in all, we can fight.
You self-serving jerk.
Dankovsky believes the disease came from the wells. He's wrong.
But more importantly, he never stages a prison break. You have to break yourself. Then,
just a researcher. Eyes are affected by gas by you, but at least you're remembering something.
And then you have to break him out of prison. Nice going.
Researcher of the problem of human mortality. I died tunnel after tunnel.
30 clips of rifle ammo. Listen, there's a plague going on. We're kind of on the clock here.
Please remain calm.
To a gang of violent kids.
Just a moment. I'd like to examine your belongings first, the ones you had. Allow me to take a blood sample. Perhaps a microscope can give us some clarity. Disease affects various body systems. The microscope helps identify which organ is infected. Tissue samples are placed on a glass slide, and an assistant ensures the slides are sufficiently supplied. Microscope slides left 100.
To do this, he gets to go into the abattoir and talk a lot with Foreman O'Yun, the guy who's currently in charge, and the Bachelor barely heard anything.
Take a sample of her
He's
heart.
also bad at his job, and everyone hates and wants you to replace him. He
can study the collected samples under the microscope. Perform the test and need reagents. The doctors themselves are in charge of their supply.
And you have to do something for him before you die of it. I'm not going to say the trials are just tricks to try and kill you, but I don't know.
Microcosm. Just in the magnification with W and S, I need to find red bacteria in the sample. To adjust the focus, it will allow me to see bacteria better. Lifespan of the culture is limited. I must act quickly. A dead sample is useless.
You die. There is a spiritual aspect to Artemis' life in the town, though. When you're walking around out in the steppe, you can hear a cool, distant chanting now.
Organ is affected. High white blood cell count.
That's really cool. You feel more in touch with the land in his story, and you kind of are. Artemis' medicines are made from plants that grow in the town, and he can actually feel them up when he sees them around the place. The wide open empty space you felt was kind of meaningless as the bachelor.
Breathing is a bit easier, but talking is still difficult. Okay.
You start to literally see the town differently as the Harrisbecks, and that's just incredible. The fun bits of the first playthrough are ramped up.
Okay. Yep.
The walking is even more excruciating and circular. The survival mechanics
Stuff.
are harder on account of having no money and low reputation a lot of the time, and not having as
Lazarus personal effects from the morgue. 2 rings. One would be big for her. Herbs, not a bouquet. Looks medicinal. Morphine, tourniquet, papers that look official. Morphine and a tourniquet. Morphine addict suffered from severe pain. Oh. Herbs, not a bouquet. Folk remedies, consulted a wise woman instead of a doctor.
Who's that Pokemon?
2 rings. Unrequited love, jilted fiance, husband left and took off the wedding ring? Papers! Description of the treatment is vague, something about novel drugs. Consent form for the experimental treatment at our institute. I accept all risks and waive all claims. Experimental treatment at our institute. Okay. And more if I examine the rejected woman myself. Rejected, resurrected. I can read.
I'm gonna solve this shit, and I'm gonna cure the town. Just remember to pick up the quest items that drop at your feet, or you have to come all the fucking way back again.
Stay quiet for now. I just need to examine.
You'd accidentally messed a lot of things up as the bachelor.
Oh, hey, look. This is also probably where the nudity problem comes in. Spontaneous resurrectee. Use to rotate the camera. Okay. 10 minutes will be spent examining each part. Fail Gaunt looks exhausted. Blood sample points to leukemia. Skin is seriously damaged if you're due to contact with the gas. Likely the same for red eyes and mucosal burns. Bruising, redness, rough injections, had an allergic reaction. Signed a consent form for experimental treatment at the institute. Seriously damaged. Sex is due to contact with the gas. Yep.
Dankovsky, you prickly prick, you've buried us all! So make the most of the blood you got the day before, because that's all you're getting. In any case, the Harrisbecks run is a spectacular
skin here is seriously damaged. Yep. Okay. Okay, so it's just giving me all the stuff that I...
survive to the next day having learned more. It feels like a genuine victory. Having an in-depth understanding of the layout and purpose of
bruising from repeated injections, consequences of attempted resurrection, morphine should have some with her. Yep.
How other people saw him instead of how you probably felt while playing as him. You learn more about the mysteries of the town from a second perspective, and you finally have something of an idea of how
give me your legs.
all the problems the game has are even more glaring.
Nothing.
20 hours of playing a story in it, but I had an even
legs
better time
reverse.
overall, and I'm glad I sat through the grim, bloody nightmare of the story to the end. The bitterest end.
So most likely gas.
There's no miraculous way out. There was nothing to hope for from the start.
I can't really talk about Pathologic without showing you how it all shakes out. It's too cool not to talk about. By the final days, the town is a war zone. An Inquisitor and later the army have shown up to try to get things under control, but the commander hates the Inquisitor and they won't work with each other. He loses control of a bunch of his troops. Half of them die of the plague.
Together with the examination and the test, the picture is more or less complete. Resurrected a late-stage leukemia and injection marks on her body.
God, this last section is hard. Actually, here's a weird thing. If you get hit by the flamethrower, it does a
death, reaction to experimental drug, lab got scared, didn't sort it out. Morphine overdose, addicted from palliative treatment. The pain, colleagues thought she was beyond saving. Weaknesses couldn't handle the heavy dose of medication. Gonna go with apparent death. Seraphima waits, and our subject needs rest. Time to come up with a diagnosis, even if it's preliminary.
The army's brought a giant cannon and has orders to shell the entire
Enough?
area to
No,
drown
not
the
enough.
plague from
Shedding light
Never
on the
enough.
case. Loath to jump to conclusions, but
After a lot of false
Panatica
starts, politicking and
have discovered some
messed
genuine
around,
phenomena.
your characters managed to find a solution.
Morphine addicts are common in the morgues. Trial for new drugs. I'm not sure our colleagues will disclose their experiment, but I'd guess anaphylaxis, acute allergic reaction, and you end up in the morgue. Terminally ill, may have swung from one extreme to the other. Self-treatment to our institute. We don't know what medications she took or how they interacted. Well, I'm gonna go with trial for new drug, because that's very clear. How do we explain the most astonishing part, the resurrection? Why did the gas leak revive the subject? Tried to restart her heart with too small dose. Gas leaked, the body released the adrenaline it was missing. May need to strip 2 different laboratories down to the baseboards. Subject's supposed death occurred. One with the gas leak. We can use chemical analyzer to see what might have reacted. Adrenaline.
Causing animal blood to congeal in the earth for thousands of years. The Bachelor wants the commander to shell the town, destroying
yeah,
and
adrenaline.
freeing the polyhedron.
Subject into the morgue due to negligence. She wasn't actually dead, and by coincidence, an unaccounted for factor revived her. Go through the lab's correspondence, maybe something useful in the flood of letters on miraculous resurrections and stories of unique longevity.
His rightful place as the leader of the kin, and finally gained access to the source of blood he can use to make a panacea.
Disappointment for unjustified. Example, adrenaline is an emergency tool, prompts from a scientific point of view. Research will own day.
Yeah, the Harrispex run has a final boss fight.
Means she wasn't dead?
30 times and he does a
Supposedly came back to life,
You
alas.
finally get your revenge on the man who it turns
And
out
all the others we tried to find too. As of right now, spontaneous resurrection appears to be nothing but fiction. What is your microscope even for? Doesn't show the future, doesn't raise the dead, just a toy. It's quite the bar you've set for your expectations, young man. Sometimes I ask myself the same question. Jesus Christ. Quite the bar you've set with your expectations. Breakthrough can't happen with a single movement. It takes sustained effort. Every step feels small, but we'll learn to resurrect the dead one day. Can't see the future in a glass, then we're off. We got important things to do.
Dankovsky wants to transcend the flesh to defeat death itself.
Sensible approach. Precious time shouldn't be wasted. I'm ready.
He doesn't even like them, really. His ultimate medicine prevents infection.
One doesn't need mysticism to see the world through a different lens. Wonders of living... The wonders of living on your fingernails, as Seraphima says. I'm ready. I've overcome this town's first hurdle. If I keep this momentum, my trip won't take long.
Oh, why are you drowning me in details?
Holy shit!
Bachelor? Street kids stealing your microscope is an amusing anecdote, but it's not the crime we sat down to discuss 2 hours ago.
Artemy is a polar opposite. He's more concerned with curing the sick than protecting the healthy. He gets down in the dirt, the bowels.
What the fuck?
And makes tough sacrifices, even killing innocent.
Inspector of Special Committee was set to investigate the case of my criminal negligence. Supposedly, I didn't save a town in the east of our country where a plague broke out. I didn't even try, apparently. He's luring me into a trap. The folder is full of intentionally false data. He's not interested in the truth, but rather the downfall of Bachelor Dankovsky. He is my enemy.
Those who reported you wished you well.
People who have to build it and live through
Enough. Why are you drowning me in details, Bachelor? Street kid stealing a microscope is an amusing anecdote, but it's not the crime we sat down to discuss 2 hours ago. 2 hours and 15 minutes ago, to be exact. Focus. I'm only interested in what's important.
I'm sure nothing that interesting happens in it. These endings don't just
How am I supposed to know, Inspector, what you deem important and what you don't?
The army destroys everything, and the bad ending happens. In order for your character to
everything in order from the beginning.
None of their bound can be sick. They have to prove that they're a good.
Beginning doesn't interest me. My concern is the ending, the result, the finale.
And if you didn't, you have to
As for your backstory, your genesis, all of this is the case file. Shall we review it? Yes, please. I'm quite curious as to what it contains. The ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what you might describe as... Yes, an immortal man. Person with unique longevity, at the very least, the result of his medical evaluation.
They both still have their own ideas for what needs to be done about the plague, but because you weren't in control of them, they kept messing
Fantasies
up.
aside for the moment, the important part is that you fled from the investigation. Town had an outbreak of some fever the scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional on site. Accurate? I didn't flee. The devil's in the details. You appear to be setting a trap. Still don't understand what you're trying to find out. Didn't flee. Proof of immortality was the only chance to save Thanatica.
But if you do manage to invite someone else, something else happens.
On the third day, the town's leaders gathered in the town hall to form an emergency command to fight the epidemic. And what was Daniel Denkovsky, who was, I repeat, the only qualified specialist in town doing that day? What was it? What's that? Your lip is trembling. Did I unsettle you? My shame isn't your concern. Your tricks won't work on me. You're right to feel ashamed. Instead of fulfilling your Hippocratic oath and leading the fight against the plague, you were engaged in what? Come on, don't look at the table. My eyes are up here. I'm not looking down out of shame. I'm simply amazed at your informant's sloppy work. You know where you're going with this, Inspector. It says I tried to flee the town.
Giant children are there, surprised that their doll has come to life. The town, everyone in it.
Oh, goodness.
And the plague are just an imaginary story told by two kids in a sandbox. They tell you you're a toy.
Simply amazed at your informant's sloppy work. Town lost its water supply. They required a hospital, but the one person who could set it up, what was he doing? Where did you spend the 4th and 5th days? In a jail cell. That's what your papers say, right?
This ending is pretty divisive, to say the least. It really annoyed some people. There's plenty of posts out there.
Come to the evening of the 4th day, the doctor from the capital attempted to flee the dying town on a cargo train like a rat. He was caught and jailed, and there he remained as the plague ravaged the town. Find the act of reading about it repugnant. I won't lie, I considered escape, not flight. Thanatica was in the process of being destroyed back in the capital. You considered escape to avoid facing a painful truth. When I came to the town, I found that Simon Kane, and the immortal man on whom I pinned all my hopes, was dead.
It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, honestly. In a way, it's the ultimate depressing mood to have worked this hard and suffered so much, and then
oh no! Now I'm picking the option as the inspector. What the fuck? Here's what happened to the microscope and the prototype. You failed before you even arrived.
But guess what? There's an even more
Immortals don't exist. From the beginning, you knew as well as I did Simon Kane was a fiction, a false hope to cling to.
Which is either character is hard as hell since it
That's definitely what this guy would say.
Get in their quests, and the couple schmouders you can get, which, let me remind you, requires child murder, plus maybe a few extras from
you could have saved others. Why did you abandon the ordinary townsfolk? Simon Kane's nature, the mystery of his immortality and death, that's the most important thing that happened in this little town, and to me. But I can't just relay it to you. To understand, one must immerse themselves in the details, take in the full picture. In my best immersion, you tried to flee the town on the evening of the 4th day. Not deaths of thousands, tens of thousands, but one fantastical old man. You're rewriting the past.
They give you cures to the status effects.
He's such a whiny little bitch.
Where
did I lie? Point it out. I'll tell you what really happened on the third day at the town hall. Everywhere! About the emergency command, the escape, the hospital. The only thing you got right was the reason I came to the town in the first place.
With the town ghostly and empty, awaiting the time of my final decision. Getting a last-minute secret invitation from the figures behind everything.
Tell me your vision of events. How did it all happen? No tricks. Leave aside your stories of children, microscopes. I'm tired of repeating myself. I'm interested in the ending, not the beginning. You also read books backwards is fucking perfect.
Just me and the empty world. The walk to the theater is the most amazing journey of all. Are these the same guys from the tutorial? The ones no one but me could even see?
You will recount everything in whatever order I tell you. On the 6th day, the plague destroyed the town. So, if you would be so kind to explain to me, what are you doing on the 5th day? Were you really so indifferent to the plight of the people around you?
But they're more than that. These are the developers of the game.
The town couldn't have perished on the 6th day. I was there for 12. There's an error in your report. Disappoint me, Bachelor. I ask again. On the 5th day of the town, what were you doing?
Children aren't real either. And I mean, they're right, too. None of this is real. Why would you be annoyed by the "it's all a game played by children" twist ending? It is all a game. You always knew that. You're literally playing a game. The whole point is that games feel real. It's what suspension of disbelief is. You never really believe a game is real. Even pretend you don't.
Interesting. Ooh, the polyhedron.
Yourself. God, this is cool. In reality, all games are a conversation between all Pathologic does is rip down the curtain at the end.
Who's that Pokemon?
And tell you someone else made for you. It never had to be real to be real. Oh, forgive me if my speech is incomplete. I'm still reeling from this. Even writing the script after playing the game, and even saying it now, I'm just, I love this. I can't even communicate it, and that's what I've been trying to do for tens of thousands of words now. It's so good. Anyway, time to go pick my ending. You can say a final goodbye to a bunch of the main characters on the last day, and
interesting.
What happen next. Each of your bound has a thing to say to you. As to Harris specs, if you got
Day 5. Begin the 5th day. Which is the Bachelor. We're only. Oh shit.
Hey, Changeling, you've been weird and talking about how transcendent and special you are this whole time.
Never leaving this place. They trapped me in this bloody town. Now I'm trapped in a jail. Cell.
She knows? She knows? How long has she known? What the fuck was happening in the Changeling story?
What place has an entrance but no exit?
No.
A grave!
I detest trickery, but if we
Triple Accursed Town is sapping your resolve by every minute.
our hands
Legs
are no
barely
longer
stir, lie down, forget. Local herbs blooming, or have you finally cracked, Inkovsky? To sleep, maybe to
waking up in a shallow grave. The executors
lie
tell you
down
you're
and
going to be
forget.
mistaken for a murderer.
Will it always be like
But
this?
also a miracle worker, and your reputation is always going to drop.
This
Clara
despair
is
isn't yours, I
doctor,
swear.
Katerina's
It's the local herbs messing with your head. I can combat apathy.
She sees her appearance as
Splash
a
your face
sign
with
of
cold
divine
water.
providence.
Kick a trash can if it helps. Stimulants, coffee, tobacco. Splash your face with cold
You
water.
also hear that
In
someone
Mania,
appears
you're
with
sharp
a
and
thief in
fierce.
the town, and someone matching your appearance was said to have killed Simon or Isidore. Clara replies, yes, she is a good person.
Harmful side effects? What harmful side effects?
Her identical twin sister.
You there let me out already.
In-character fact
Mania,
about us, or
apathy,
did our
and
character
indifference
just
are
tell you
constantly
why?
rising. To
Well,
move
it's
faster,
both.
fight apathy
How
with
is that
increasing
possible?
mania.
Fuck you! The Sabarovs task Clara with proving she has healing powers. You hear there's been some violence out in the steppe. Some
Okay.
guys tried to stop a murderer escaping the town
This
and
is a
got
good
fucked up.
spot to
That sounds
stop.
really familiar. And while you're there, you probably get into a fight with the looters.
So what
and
I'm
here's
probably
where you
gonna
find
do
out Clara's
here
combat is
is-
hilariously terrible. I mean that literally. I was cackling when I discovered how shit
Yeah,
this
I'm
is.
gonna let,
Clara doesn't have a fist fighting animation. Instead, she kind of waves her hands around, all magic-like. It's a very slow.
We will pick this up and I suppose finish it out the next time. I'll play this Saturday or Sunday or whatever, or Friday night if I stream Friday night, and finish it. But my wife is gonna be home soonish, and then I got other stuff to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and go do some other stuff. This is fun. A lot more fun than the other one that I played. So, well, I'll definitely probably finish at least Pathologic 3. Is there anybody streaming? Anybody that we can raid? Anyone to raid? Let's go. Hang on, I'm gonna refresh this so that way I know that it's not lying to me. Well, this one's a lot more manageable than the first one, and I think streaming is also helpful for not losing my fucking mind while playing boring shit with lots of text to read because I actually have to like read it out loud and stuff. So, yeah, it's a good thing I refreshed that. All right, cool. We're gonna go raid Rini. She's playing 7 Days to Die. So I'll catch you guys later, and yeah, just have a good rest of your day. Bye.